I didn't plan for this to be an experiment. Not at first. It started on a Tuesday night, one of those nights where I mindlessly scrolled through my dating app, swiping left more than right. The usual mix of profiles filled my screen, guys flexing in gym mirrors, awkward selfies with bad lighting, and the occasional overused quote about adventure and good vibes only. I wasn't looking for anything serious, just passing time. That's when it hit me. What if I were on the other side of this? I'd heard stories. My male friends constantly complained about dating apps. It's a numbers game, they'd say. You have to swipe 1,000 times before someone even looks at you. I didn't really believe them. My own experience was different. If I wanted to, I could open the app and have a dozen matches by morning. Conversation started easily. If anything, the problem was too much attention, not too little. But was it really that bad for men? I was bored. I was curious. And maybe, just maybe, I was about to do something a little reckless. Creating a fake profile wasn't hard. I scrolled through some royalty-free images, picking a picture of a normal-looking guy. No six-pack abs, no professional headshot, just a regular guy with a friendly smile. I named him Jake. For the bio, I kept it simple. Just a laid-back guy looking to meet someone interesting. Love movies, good food, and deep conversations. No gimmicks. No trying too hard. Just an average guy looking for something real. I hit save and started swiping. And then nothing happened. At first, I assumed the app was broken. But no, Jake was out there, existing in the dating world. And yet, unlike my usual experience, no notifications popped up. No matches. No messages. Just silence. I swiped, and swiped, and swiped. Minutes turned into hours. By the next day, my new profile had exactly one match. One. Was this normal? I felt a weird sense of rejection, like I wasn't good enough. But this wasn't me. This was Jake. And if he, felt this way after a single day, what did this mean for real guys on these apps? Day 3. Still barely any matches. For the first time in my life, I understood what my guy friends meant when they said dating apps were brutal. As a woman, I'd always had options. Even when I wasn't looking for a relationship, I knew I could find someone if I wanted to. But as a man, I felt invisible. Curious, I decided to change the profile slightly. I updated Jake's bio, adding some humor, fluent in sarcasm, hoping to find someone who loves bad movies and great food. Bonus points if you can recommend a book that'll change my life. I also changed the main photo, swapping it for another normal picture, one where Jake looked a little more confident, a little more polished. Then I swiped. Again. The results? Slightly better, but still disheartening. A few more matches trickled in, but conversations never lasted long. And then, when finally did, her name was Amanda. She had an easy smile in her pictures, the kind that made her seem approachable. When the match notification popped up, I felt an unexpected jolt of excitement. Was this what men felt when they finally got a match? I sent a message first. Me as Jake. Hey Amanda. Your profile says you're into true crime. What's the last case that kept you up at night? She responded in less than 5 minutes. Amanda. Oh wow, finally a guy who opens with something interesting. You passed the first test. We started talking. She was funny, smart, engaging. For a moment, I forgot that I wasn't actually Jake. I was just talking to someone interesting, and it felt nice. But then, just as I was starting to think this could turn into a real conversation, she sent another message. Amanda, so quick question, do you send money? I blinked at the screen. Me? Wait, what? Amanda, I mean, I don't ask for money, but I like guys who are generous. You know, a little help here and there. Nothing big. Just gifts. I stared at my phone. Was this real? I wasn't naive. I knew people scammed others online, but I had never personally encountered it. And yet, here it was, blatant and direct. I didn't respond right away. Instead, I clicked over to her profile, looking at her pictures again. She seemed normal. Her bio even talked about wanting a genuine connection. But now I wondered, how many other guys had she said this to? Would I have noticed this if I were using my real profile? I thought about calling her out, but instead I just unmatched. And suddenly, my experiment felt different. It wasn't just about curiosity anymore. It was about understanding something bigger, something I wasn't sure I wanted to understand. After unmatching Amanda, I stared at my screen, unsure of what to do next. I had expected challenges. I knew being a man on a dating app wouldn't be easy, but I didn't think it would feel this lonely. With my real profile, I had the luxury of choosing who to engage with. I didn't think about whether someone would match with me, I just decided whether I was interested. But as Jake, I wasn't in control. The app was eerily quiet, as if I didn't even exist. For the first time, I felt something I had never felt in online dating before: desperation. I understood why so many guys talked about swiping endlessly. It wasn't about finding the one, it was about finding anyone who would give them a chance. I checked my match list. Still only a handful of women. Some hadn't even responded to my messages. I sighed. Maybe I needed to be more aggressive. I started swiping right on nearly every profile. And then, something unexpected happened. I matched with someone who seemed different. Her name was Elena. Unlike most of the profiles I'd seen, Elena's was refreshingly simple. No filters, no forced, I'm too cool for this app attitude. Just a woman who looked like she actually wanted to meet someone real. Her bio read, "If you love deep conversations and don't mind my terrible puns, we'll get along just fine." I smiled. Finally, someone who seemed normal. I hesitated before messaging her. After all the rejections, the ghosting, and the weird encounters, I wasn't sure if I even had the energy for another letdown. But something about Elena's profile made me take the risk. Me as Jake. So, on a scale from mildly painful to make it stop, "How bad are these puns you're warning me about?" She replied within minutes. "Elena, oh, they're pretty terrible. But hey, that's just one of my many talents." A real conversation. Finally, over the next hour, we talked. And for the first time in this entire experiment, I forgot that I wasn't really Jake. Talking to Elena felt easy. Too easy. She was funny, sharp, and quick-witted. She asked real questions, not just the usual, "So what do you do for fun?" but actual, thoughtful questions. It was the first time I felt a real connection on this app, and that terrified me, because the more I liked Elena, the more I realized I was lying to her. I had justified this experiment by telling myself it was all about research, about understanding what dating was like from a different perspective. But now it was something else entirely. I had no right to be talking to Elena like this. I knew I should unmatch her. Or at the very least, stop replying before things got too deep. But the problem was, I didn't want to. So I did something even worse. I kept the conversation going. And that's when everything started to spiral out of control. After a week of talking to Elena every day, I was hooked. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't stop myself. We talked about everything. Our favorite movies, our worst dates, our weirdest habits. She told me she was tired of shallow conversations on dating apps. "Guys just send one-word messages," she said one night. "Or they only talk about themselves. It's exhausting." I wanted to tell her the truth. I wanted to say, "Elena, I'm not who you think I am. I never meant for this to go this far." But every time I thought about confessing, I hesitated. And then, out of nowhere, she hit me with a message that made my heart stop. "Elena, can I be honest about something?" I swallowed hard. "Me? Of course." "Elena, I almost didn't swipe right on you." I frowned. "Me? Oh, Elena, yeah." But then I realized something. I'm tired of judging people based on just a picture. You seemed real. So I took a chance. My stomach dropped, because nothing about me was real. And if she ever found out, I knew she would hate me for it. I started living two lives. By day, I was myself, a 23-year-old woman scrolling through her real dating profile, answering messages from guys who honestly, I wasn't all that interested in. By night, I was Jake, the guy Elena trusted, confided in, and if I wasn't careful, might actually start falling for. I should have stopped. Every time my phone lit up with a message from her, my stomach twisted in knots. But the problem was I liked her. Not in a scientific experiment way, but in a real, I don't want to lose this way. But I couldn't shake the guilt. So one night, I made a decision. I was going to end it. I had to. I'd say something vague about needing to take a break from dating. I'd unmatch her, delete the account, and pretend none of this ever happened. I'd almost convinced myself to do it. And then, she sent me a voice note. I stared at my phone for a full minute before pressing play. Elena's voice came through, warm and teasing. Hey, so, I know this is random, but I just wanted to say that I really like talking to you. Like, I didn't expect to if I'm being honest. Dating apps are exhausting, but somehow you make them feel easy. So yeah, that's all. Hope you're having a good night. My heart clenched. I should have felt relieved. She hadn't said anything dramatic. No confessions of love, no, we should meet. But somehow it was worse. Because it meant I wasn't just some random profile to her. I was someone she trusted. And I was lying to her. I put my phone down and squeezed my eyes shut. I have to tell her. I have to tell her. But what would I even say? Hey, so funny story. I'm actually a woman, and this whole thing started as a dumb experiment. But now I have feelings and don't know what to do. She'd hate me. I was trapped in my own mess. So instead of telling the truth, I did something even worse. I sent her a voice note back. I couldn't send an actual recording, obviously. So I panicked and typed instead, "Me as Jake, that means a lot, Elena. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to meet someone like you either. You're different from everyone else on here. Elena, different, huh? Hope that's a good thing. Me, definitely a good thing." The conversation kept going. I kept lying. And the longer it went on, the harder it became to stop. But something was changing. Elena started asking more questions. Deeper ones. Not just about interests and favorite movies, but about things that mattered. What's something you regret? What's your biggest fear? If you could do anything, like, no limits, what would it be? And suddenly, the experiment wasn't just about seeing what men went through on dating apps. It was about me. Because the truth was, I didn't have good answers to her questions. I was just coasting through life, swiping when I was bored, half investing in connections I didn't actually care about. And that scared me more than anything. One night, Elena sent a message that made my stomach drop. Elena, so, when do I get to hear your voice? My hands froze over the keyboard. Crap. Me. Haha, why? Elena, because I feel like I know you. But I don't know you, you know. This was bad. Really bad. I couldn't keep making excuses forever. At some point, she started getting suspicious. And then, just when I thought it couldn't get worse. Elena, actually, you know what? Let's make this easier. Want a FaceTime? My stomach turned to ice. She wanted to see me. And I had two choices. Make up some excuse and let the lie fall apart. Come clean. Right now. I took a deep breath. And then, before I could stop myself, I typed something that would change everything. Me. Elena, I need to tell you something. There was a long pause. I could see the little typing bubble pop up and disappear. Then again. Then nothing. Finally, her message came through. Elena. Okay. What is it? I stared at my screen. My hands were shaking. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might explode. I typed, "Me. I haven't been honest with you. I started this profile as an experiment. I wanted to see what dating was like from a different perspective. But then I met you. And I didn't expect to actually care." Another long pause. I waited, my entire body tense, bracing for her to curse me out, to tell me I was a horrible person, to block me. Instead, she sent a single message. Elena, are you even real? And that's when I realized this wasn't just about me lying. Elena had secrets too. I stared at Elena's message. Are you even real? It wasn't the response I expected. I thought she'd curse me out, block me, tell me I was a terrible person. But this felt like something else entirely. Me. I swear I'm real. Just not who you thought I was. Another pause. Then, finally, she responded. Elena, can we talk? Not texting. Actually talk. My stomach twisted. I had spent the past month avoiding exactly this moment. No voice notes. No calls. No video chats. And now, suddenly, after I admitted my lie, she was the one asking for a conversation? Something wasn't right. But I owed her this much. So I did the one thing I swore I'd never do. I sent her my real number. The phone rang once. Twice. Then, a soft click. Hello. Elena's voice was quiet. I swallowed hard. Hey. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Finally, she broke the silence. So you're not Jake? No, my voice felt small. I'm not. You're a woman. Yes. Another long pause. I braced myself for the anger, the accusations. But when she finally spoke, her voice wasn't filled with rage. It was something else. Relief. I knew something was off, she admitted. You were different. I couldn't explain it. You actually listened. You asked questions. Guys on dating apps don't do that. I exhaled. I'm so sorry. I never meant for this to go so far. I believe you. I blinked. You do. She hesitated. Yeah, but now I need to ask you something. Okay. Why did you really do this? I opened my mouth. Closed it. I could tell her the easy answer. I was curious. I wanted to understand what dating was like for men. But that wasn't the whole truth. The truth was, I didn't just want to see what it was like to be a man online. I wanted to see what it was like to be wanted in a different way. I wanted to escape the exhausting cycle of being treated like a prize instead of a person. But before I could say any of that, she spoke again. There's something you should know about me too. My pulse quickened. I had spent this whole time afraid of being exposed. Now, suddenly, Elena was the one confessing something? What is it? I asked carefully. She took a deep breath. I haven't been honest either. The truth is, I wasn't planning to meet Jake. Ever. My brow furrowed. What do you mean? I don't actually date men, she admitted. I thought I did. I tried. But every time I matched with a guy, something felt off. Then I met you, well, Jake. And for the first time, I actually felt comfortable. I thought, maybe I just haven't met the right guy yet. But now I know why. I barely breathed. Elena continued, voice soft. The reason I like talking to Jake so much, it's because I was never really looking for a guy in the first place. Silence hung between us. And then it hit me. She wasn't just relieved that I wasn't Jake. She was relieved because I was a woman. Everything was spinning. I started this experiment thinking I'd learn something about men, about online dating. But now I was sitting on the phone with a woman who had unknowingly fallen for me, not because I was pretending to be a guy, but because deep down, she had never wanted a guy at all. I don't know what to say, I admitted. Elena laughed softly. Yeah, me neither. So what does this mean? Another pause. Then quietly, I don't know, she said. But I don't think I want to stop talking to you. My heart skipped. Even after everything. Maybe because of everything. I exhaled. Then, maybe we don't have to figure it all out right now. Maybe not. Silence. Then, a quiet chuckle from her end. God, this is the weirdest dating story ever. I smiled. Yeah, but maybe that's not such a bad thing. The experiment didn't go the way I thought it would. I thought I'd learn what it was like to be a man on a dating app. Instead, I learned what it was like to truly see someone and be seen in return. Elena and I kept talking. Not as Jake and Elena, but as two people figuring out who they were, what they wanted, and what this weird, unexpected connection meant. Maybe we were something. Maybe we weren't. But for the first time in a long time, dating didn't feel like a game. It felt real. And maybe, just maybe, that was the whole point.